गुरवे नमः। नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय श्रीगौरप्रियमूर्तये श्रीमते भक्तिवल्लभा तीर्थगोस्वामिने नमः। पतित पावन परम करुणामय परमाराध्यतम शिल गुरुदेव नित्य लीला प्रविष्टोम विष्णुपाद अष्टोत्तर शतश्री श्रीमद शिल भक्ति वल्लभ तीर्थ गोस्वामी महाराज जी के श्रीपाद पद्म में असंख्य कोटि साष्टांग दंडवत प्रणाम करते हुए उनकी अहेतु की कृपा प्रार्थना करता हूँ। टुडे इज वेरी auspicious Tithi. We are very fortunate to be observing this Ekadashi Tithi, Indira Ekadashi Tithi. Ekadashi Tithi is Vishnu Priya. In Vaishnava Tantra it is mentioned Ekadashi Mahapunya Vishnu Rishasya Vallabha. Ekadashi is very auspicious Tithi which is very dear to the Supreme Lord. That is the reason this Tithi is being addressed as Madhava Tithi, Vaishnava Tithi, Harir Din, Harivasar, Haripriya, all these with all these names. What is the purpose? What is the reason for this observing this Ekadashi Tithi? We have to understand the scriptures. They specifically mention Ekadashi is being observed for only one reason, that is to attain the loving devotion in the lotus feet of Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. There is no other reason other than the solo desire to attain the loving devotion in the lotus feet of Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. We have to understand this. Without loving devotional service, life doesn't carry any meaning. Life is useless. Without this pure devotion, whoever possesses this devotion to the Lord, liberation and all kinds of perfection, they follow that personality. So that is the reason to attain pure loving devotion in the lotus feet of the Lord. We have to observe Ekadashi. We have to observe Ekadashi Tithi. What it is said, without performing Ekadashi, whoever does any kinds of other activities, whoever is involved or engaged in other kinds of activities like karma, gyan, yoga, tap, everything, are not going to bestow the desired results. They will definitely bestow something, but it's not possible to attain any desired result. That is the reason we have to perform Ekadashi Tithi. This especially for Gaudiya Vaishnavas, especially for the devotees, those who are following the footsteps of Srimati Radhika. For them it is very important. In Garga Samhita, when the gopis, they approached Srimati Radhika and wanted to know what is the system, what is the process by which we can have the Lord with us all the time. Because it's very easy that Krishna tried to escape. As we all know, he is how the Krishna is, how the Lord is. So he tried to perform various kinds of pastimes, and also many times he just leave them in separation. So feeling pain of separation, they all wanted to know how we can attract Krishna, how we can control him, how we can catch him. And who is the best person who can answer this? That is Srimati Radhika herself. That's why all these Vrajagopis, they all go to Srimati Radhika, they all approach her and ask her. And what Srimati Radhika says, if you really want to get the mercy of Sri Krishna, Kurute Ekadashi Vratam, perform this Ekadashi fast. You observe Ekadashi. For what? Sri Krishna Prasadarthe, for the pleasure and for the mercy of Nandanandan Sri Krishna, you perform this Ekadashi fast. By performing this, what you will be getting? We should also understand this. What we will get? Tasya vasyo, tena vasyo hari sakshat. Tena vasyo. The Lord will be attracted. Have no doubt. Nasanshaya. Have no doubt. You should not have any doubt. If you observe Ekadashi, the Lord will be pleased and he will be attracted. So, this is what Srimati Radhika says in Garga Samhita. And also we should understand that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when the Lord himself appeared in the form of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, one day he is speaking to his beloved mother Sachi Devi, and he says, what he says? It's mentioned in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Ek dine matar pade kariya pranam. One fine day, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu approached his mother and then did pranams. And what he is doing? Prabhu kahe, mata more deh ek dhan. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, oh my mother, please give me just, please accept one proposal of mine. It's a request. I beg you. Sachi Mata, she is so attached to Sri Chaitanya Dev, so she wants to know what her son really wants. So she is asking, Tai divu tumi je mangivo. I shall definitely give you whatever you will ask. Whatever you want me to do, whatever you want me to give, I shall just give it to you. Then listening to her sweet words, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started saying, Ekadashi te anna na khaibe. On Ekadashi, please don't eat grains. Please don't eat grains. Sachi Devi, what she says? Na khaibo, bhalai kahi. You have said the right thing, I shall definitely not eat grains on Ekadashi. And since that day, she started observing Ekadashi. What we have to understand is the Lord is very attentive, very careful in case of observing Ekadashi. And also what we have to do on Ekadashi, it is explained that on Ekadashi the first thing we have to do is to stop, to refrain ourselves from all kinds of bhog. That's why it is recommended on Ekadashi we have to perform upavas, fast. Fasting not only on Ekadashi, on Harivasara Tithi. Fasting on all those particular tithis which are very dear to the Lord, which are very pleasing to the Lord. So that's why it is said fast on Ekadashi. How to fast? It is said, Upavratesya papebhyo yastu vase gunai saha. You have to refrain yourself from all kinds of sinful activities. Upavratesya papebhyo. You have to fast from all kinds of sinful activities and sins. And then stay very close to gunai saha, with all the good qualities. That is what we have to perform on Ekadashi. Everything comes under this only. If we really want to get the mercy of Sri Krishna, what we have to do is we have to keep ourselves away from all those sinful deeds, sinful activities, and also stay close to all the good qualities. This is what Upvas means. Upvas means it carries two meanings. One, to refrain ourselves from certain activities, and also one is to stay very near. So, same word is applicable in both the cases. Like nyas means to accept and to reject both. So, in the same way, upvas also literally refers to stay closer and stay away both. So, to stay away means what? All those activities which are involved for our own pleasure, atmendriya priti vancha, for our own pleasure. Stay close means krishnendriya priti vancha. We have to stay close to all those activities which connect oneself with the Supreme. At the same time, what we have to do is we have to give up all those activities which pull us, keep us away from the Supreme Lord. So, that is why many places it is very specifically mentioned that on Ekadashi you please do not take grains, but it is not the matter of grains. We do not only eat with our mouth, but actually there are 5 senses touch, which always try to enjoy touch, taste, smell, and then vision and sound. So, these are the five senses which try to enjoy these 5 objects of senses. And what are those 5 senses? Tongue, ears, skin, eyes, nose, all these are these 5 senses. We call them as Gyanendriya, knowledgeable senses. We have 5 senses which are knowledgeable, 5 are which are mainly based on our activities, and 1 mind. Altogether there are 11 senses, and Ekadashi means 11. So, engaging all our 11 senses in the service of the Supreme Lord is very important on this particular tithi. We can see the definition of bhakti given by Sri Rupa Goswami, where he says Rishikena Rishikesha Sevanam. All these 11 senses are considered as Rishikena only, and Rishikesh means the one who is the master of all these senses. So, senses have to be engaged in the service of the personality who is the master of all these senses, and then only it is known as bhakti. Bhaktir uchyate. Bhakti is defined by this. If we are engaged in other activities like anchoring for name, anchoring for money, anchoring for association with opposite sex, or maybe if we are anchoring for all other things which are distracting, like going behind lust, anger, greed, all those things, and then going behind certain designations, ultimately all these things, they only create disaster. That is why that can't be understood as bhakti. Sarvopadi vinirmuktam. We have to be free completely from all kinds of designations. Most revered Srila Guru Maharaj used to say that we have to free ourselves from the designation of being male or female also, because the soul is neither male nor female nor unique. So, we have to understand this. And what we have to do? We have to engage ourselves, all our senses, in the service of the Supreme Lord. Rishikena Rishikesha Sevanam Bhakti Ruchyate. That is the only thing which is defined as bhakti. No other thing is defined as bhakti, no other thing is understood as bhakti. We may speculate thousand things, but if we are not pure, if we have this contamination of dharmartha kama moksha, if we have these desires, if our sadhana is encouraging us in the path of dharmartha kama moksha, then also it is not considered as bhakti. Bhakti is on the pure state. So that's why it is said, if you want bhakti, if you want devotion, because Lord has given this benediction to Ekadashi that on this particular tithi, on Utpanna Ekadashi, he gave this benediction. We heard this quite a number of times, but to understand, I just wanted to repeat that the Lord has given this benediction upon the request of Ekadashi Tithi, that whoever observes this particular Tithi, whoever fasts on this particular Tithi and engage himself in the chanting of the holy name will surely attain the loving devotion on the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. So that's why we have to keep ourselves away from all these things, all the sinful activities. That's why it is recommended, because Kali Yuga is Annagata Pran. If we don't hear something, we will survive for some time, no problem. If we don't smell something, that doesn't make very big difference. As long as we are breathing, that is sufficient for us. If we don't see nothing, then also it's okay. If we don't touch anything, that is also okay. But if we don't eat anything, our life will be finished. Very important, Annagat Pran, the life is in the food, in Kali Yuga. So that's why what it is said, that everywhere it is recommended that make sure that you don't eat anything on Ekadashi. But actually we should not eat anything from through our all five senses. We should not eat through ears. Eating through ears means what? What we are eating through ears? Sound, words, means fake glorifications, fake name and fame. All these things are also we are eating. That is not correct. That's not correct. What we have to hear? Only the holy name of the Lord. If we hear the holy name of the Lord, then our ears are satisfied. Ears are also hungry. These hungry ears are satisfied when the holy name enters into it. Srimati Radhika herself says, the mood of Srimati Radhika is explained by Sri Rupa Goswami, and he says, when the holy name enters into my ears, it's specifying them, and ears, they feel satisfied completely. They are like completely satisfied. So ears are meant to hear the holy names of the Lord. Nose is meant to take the divine fragrance coming out from the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. Tongue is meant for tasting the remnants of the Supreme Lord. This touch is meant for serving the Lord. And eyes are meant only to see the Lord. So eyes are hungry, tongue is hungry, nose is hungry, body is hungry, ears are hungry, all these senses are hungry. So feeding them unnecessarily so many other things, objects of senses, ultimately leads to disaster only. Disaster of life. So we should not do that. That we have to very well understand. Especially when we engage in the enjoyment of all these senses for our own pleasure, then it becomes our misfortune. it will pull us away from the divinity, from the Supreme Lord. When all these senses are engaged for the pleasure of the Supreme Lord, what's happening? It is transcending our state and helping us to enter into the abode of the Supreme Lord. So that's why very important. We can easily understand, as the person goes to the borders of the nation and kills 200 people of other country, then when he comes back alive, if he is fortunate and he comes back alive, the country would reward him with big awards and also adores him as a patriot, as a great hero. But the same person try to kill the neighbor, even though he did not kill them, he only made an attempt to kill them. In the name of attempt to murder, that person will be thrown in jail, and maybe there is a possibility of some imprisonment also. And if the person kills the person, it's not an attempt, he just murdered the person, then definitely he would get capital punishment, lifetime imprisonment. We may think that this is totally injustice, that the same person killed 100 people of other country whom he don't even know, but still he is rewarded. Here he killed only one fellow whom he know, but still they are giving him capital punishment. It's totally injustice. But actually there is no question of injustice. Why? Because there he did for the benefit of nation. There is no self-interest. Here he has done everything for his own interest. So any activity performed for our own interest ultimately leads to disaster. So any activity which is performed only for the pleasure of the Supreme Lord rescues us, protects us from all kinds of disasters. All kinds of disasters. This we have to understand. So in the same way, when we engage all these 5 senses for our own pleasure, they create disaster and make our life hell. But at the same time, when all these 5 senses are being engaged in the loving service of the Lord, then definitely it helps us, liberates us and upgrades us, elevates us from this worldly platform to the supreme spiritual abode of the Lord. So this Ekadashi is very powerful, which helps the person to transcend his state. It is said, Ratantiha Puranani Bhuyo Bhuyo Varanane Nabhoktavyam Nabhoktavyam Samprapte Harivasare. We can understand this is applicable in the case of all these 5 senses. After repeated repetitions of the various scriptures, not just one, various scriptures are being repeatedly repeated, and then what conclusion has come out? Conclusion which came out is Nabhoktavyam, don't eat. Nabhoktavyam, please don't eat. Why? Samprapte Harivasare. Today is Harivasar Tithi, so you should not eat anything. If you eat, that means you are inviting yourself into trouble. Why? Because Yani kani cha papani brahmatyadi samani cha annamashray tishtanti samprapte harivasare. What it is said, Yani kani cha papani, various kinds of sins, not just one sin. There are so many kinds of sins are there, sinful activities are there. So that's why it is said, Yani kani cha papani, any kinds of sins, brahmatyadi samani cha, equal, all those sins are equal to killing of a Brahmana. Such a dangerous sins, annamashri tishtanti, they all take shelter of grains and then they sit there. When Samprapte Harivasare, on this particular Tithi, Harivasar Tithi, Ekadashi Tithi, they all take shelter and then they all reside there. So that's why a wise and intelligent person doesn't engage himself in any such activities which can pull the person into trouble. It's so beneficial to observe Ekadashi, as it is very nicely explained that Ekadashi is like a moon, full moon. Ekadashi is like full moon. When the full moon is there, the moons which form in all other 14 tithis like Chaturdashi, Triyodashi, Dwadashi, all of them can be easily found on the moon of Purnima, full moon. It's not possible to find the moon of Dashami on, it's not possible to find the moon of Purnima in Dashami, but it is very easily found that the moon of Dashami in Purnima Tithi, full moon Tithi. In the same way, Ekadashi is considered as topmost of all the fasts, of all the vratas a person can ever observe. So, if a person can sincerely observe Ekadashi vrat, that itself is sufficient for him to be delivered. So, that is why it is said, intelligent person, what he does, he always try to observe Ekadashi. Only foolish people are the people, those who got the chance to observe Ekadashi, but what they do, they just they are kind of people who like to throw the most precious stones and try to collect useless lump of mud. That is their nature. So, a person who doesn't want to observe Ekadashi and try to observe all other fasts, such person is most unfortunate person. He is not the fortunate person. What can be done? And also it is said, one who tried to observe other fasts, giving up this fast of Ekadashi, ultimately gets nothing. He never gets any kind of happiness in his life, but in return, what happens to him is, as a result of all those past vratas which he has performed, he will only get sin, he will only get distress in his life. The reason is improper practice, improper following of any kind of vrat ultimately leads to disaster only. But in the case of Ekadashi, such problems are not there. The reason is, in Ekadashi there is only one thing recommended, that whatever is favorable for the pleasure and the service of the Supreme Lord, accept them. Whatever is not favorable, whatever is deviating you from the Lord, just keep yourself away from them. These are the two things we need to do to accomplish this Ekadashi fast. And also it is very clearly said, like the fire in the forest, like the forest fire, once the forest fire is awakened, no one puts fire in the forest, but they call it as davanal. Just by being rubbed by two different trees, the fire within the trees, it comes out, it's awakened. Even we should understand that there is fire in the wood also, there is fire in the water, there is fire in the stone, everywhere. If there is no fire, simply when the stones are being beaten with each other, fire will never appear. If there is no fire, then there is no question of any fire in the water. They call it as Vadavanal. When there is no fire in the wood, then there is no possibility of Davanal. So here this particular word is used, davanal. Davanal means what? Forest fire. And such a big forest, who will go and put fire? So for whatever reason, when the fire comes up in the forest, what happens? It doesn't discriminate between the good and the bad. Whatsoever is there in the forest, everything will be burned to ashes. Not only that, even some wood which is wet, dry, leaves, clothes, whatsoever is dumped in the forest, is available in the forest, everything is burnt to ashes without any discrimination. In the same way, when we try to surrender, when we try to observe Ekadashi, as a result, what happens? Whatever sins and sinful reactions we have accumulated since time immemorial, everything will be burned to ashes and the person is made completely free. Today, whatever sin, the result of whatever sins we have done, which we have accumulated, unless all those things are not burned to ashes, it is not possible for a person to be liberated from this material platform. So, we may be changing our bodies, but for every new activity we perform, we have to reap the result, and it is bestowed by the Lord depending on the time, place, circumstances, and according to His desire and control. So now what happens is, as long as we have those past accumulated karmas are there, till that time we can never be free. So this Ekadashi Vrat helps the person to burn all the past accumulated sinful reactions and makes the person completely pure. As a result, what happens? The person easily comes out of this material world. That's why we have to observe Ekadashi. That is very important. In Vishnu Puran it is mentioned, if someone can perform Ekadashi Vrat along with Bhakti, because Ekadashi Vrat is performed for two different reasons. Like Ekadashi, today is Indira Ekadashi. What is the story of this Indira Ekadashi? That Yudhishthir Maharaj approaches Sri Krishna and asks him that today is what is the name of the Ekadashi today? Then the Lord says, this Ekadashi which falls in the month of Ashwin Krishna Paksha, Ashwin Krishna Ekadashi is known as Indira Ekadashi. Today is Indira Ekadashi. So that's why and what is the importance of this Ekadashi? The Lord says, in the olden days there used to be a king. His name is Indrasen, and he was the king of the kingdom named Mahishmati. So now he is very pious and religious king, very nice person. So he has everything in abundance. Everyone, there is no problem in his kingdom. Everyone is happily surviving, living a very good, beautiful life. And now, one fine day, to his surprise, he sees Narad Goswami visiting him. He asks him. He welcomes Narad Goswami nicely, and then he asks him what is the reason for the divine arrival. Narad Goswami, he started narrating that by saying that I have been to hell for some purpose. Then I saw your father he is sitting in the hell and suffering. Why he is sitting in the hell and suffering? He was a very pious person. But the king himself says from the hell to Narad Goswami that due to some sinful reaction which I have committed in the accumulated in the past, I have to be here and suffer. I could have rescued myself if I had ever followed Ekadashi fast. Now, because I did not observe Ekadashi, as a result of my previous deeds, I have to suffer today. So, I have a request, you please go down, and there my son is still there. He is the king of the kingdom Mahishmati. You please go to him and tell him to observe this particular Ekadashi fast so that I can be liberated. Following the instructions of Narad Goswami, Indrasen, he observed this vrat and his father got liberated. Now the thing is, there are two different classes of people who observe Ekadashi. One is the person who observe Ekadashi only to get these worldly benefits. Falashruti, by doing this, what benefit I am getting, that is the thing which comes in them. And then what he does, he tries to observe Ekadashi only to be free from all kinds of sinful reactions. But the other person is totally different. He doesn't observe Ekadashi only for attaining any worldly pleasures, or he doesn't perform Ekadashi so that he can be free from these sinful reactions. He performs Ekadashi only for the pleasure of the Lord. He performs Ekadashi only for the mercy of Ekadashi Maharani. So what happens now? He doesn't perform any such things. And there are another class of people. What they are doing, they perform this only for the pleasure of the Lord. That's why such people, whatever sins they have committed in the past, everything will be vanished. Everything will disappear. And what happens? At one point, they quit this world and enter into the abode of the Lord. So, if we can perform Ekadashi with loving devotion, definitely by the mercy of Ekadashi Maharani and the holy name we chant and the mercy of the Lord, definitely we will get the chance to enter into the kingdom of the Supreme Lord. That is the speciality. That is why we have to observe this Ekadashi Vrata. And also in Skanda Puran, Dharmaraj, he himself says to his messengers, if you all of you really want to see that I am surviving, my fortune is not transformed to misfortune, then whatever happens, if a person has performed so many number of sins, but he has performed Ekadashi Vrat, then don't just leave them. Leave whom? Those people, those who might have committed so many sins. Not offenses, we have to understand this very well. Offense is being done in the lotus feet of the holy name. Offense is done in the lotus feet of pure devotees. Offense is done in the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. So, all these people, they have never done any kind of offense. They only done some bad deeds, some sinful deeds, that's all. So, that is why he says, even though they might have done so many sinful activities, but if they are observing Ekadashi, then make sure that you don't go to them. By going there, you are only bringing trouble to me, not to yourself or not to them. This was the instruction given by Dharmaraj. Because those who are chanting the holy name, those who are observing Ekadashi sincerely, they come under the jurisdiction they come under the control of the Lord Himself. That is the speciality of Ekadashi Vrat. So that's why we have to perform Ekadashi for the pleasure of the Lord. There is no other reason for which we have to perform Ekadashi. The only reason to perform Ekadashi is to get the love of the God, of the Lord. As we all know, Lord has created this world. Lord has created this universe. He has created infinite galaxies, so many things. Now, He had this desire that I should go and see how the creation is, how beautiful the creation is. Then what the Lord did, He went to the hell. He keep on traveling to different planets, and finally He reached hell. As He arrived in the hell, He saw, to His surprise, that He was welcomed in a very wonderful manner, but at the same time parallelly He hears some strange sounds that people are screaming out of pain, out of misery. He was surprised. Why? Because wherever the Lord is there, nothing inauspicious can happen, and also wherever the Lord is there, no one can ever suffer there, because the presence of the Lord is like nectar. It doesn't affect anyone. But to his surprise, he sees that no one is least bothered, and then they are busy welcoming him, and all these people there, they are suffering like anything. When the Lord wanted to see what's going on there, immediately the heart of the Lord is broken. Why? Because he sees that all this is my own creation, my own men. God has so much of affection for this human form that He has created it same like Him. But we are momentary, material, but the Lord is transcendental. He is eternal. But form He has created same like Him. So now when He sees in His creation the human beings are suffering, it has broken His heart. And how they are suffering? They are being judged, they are being treated in such a way that they are the criminals, and also their life is completely useless. That's why He sees how they are giving trouble to them. When He saw this, His heart started melting. In fact, tears started rolling down from His eyes, because they are averse from Krishna. As they are averse from Krishna, it's quite natural that they only engage in all those activities of sense enjoyment. And if we try to enjoy in a area which we don't belong to, and then we want to settle down there, then whatever the rules are there, whatever conditions are there, they all become applicable. So now we don't want to serve the Lord, we just want to be here in this material world. As a result, our being averse from the Lord, we have entered into this material world. And now, because now we start to live a life of self-satisfaction. So whatever activities we are performing in this path, we are answerable to each and everything. So as a part of the answer, as a part of the result of our activities, a Papa Purusha, a sinful personality, is being nourished. So if we have done something wrong with the nose, by taking some strange smell, everything, then we can see the effect on that person. At the same time, if we see the hands of the person, if we have done something wrong, then we can see the effect on our hands. If we have done something wrong, we can see the effect on our eyes, our lifestyle, everything. So many kinds of ways we can understand the past deeds of ours. Like if a person who has killed a Brahmana in the past, such person will have to suffer with TB in the current life. If a person who has the habit of stealing gold, money, such person will have small nails and also rotten nails. So every day when you touch with water, immediately it starts to burn. Like that, there are so many such things which a person faces and understands. So all those things together has taken up a form of Papa Purusha, and he is standing in front of all these people and then trying to make them remember that what they have done in the past. Seeing this condition, this kind of trouble being given to his own men, the Lord could not take it anymore. So what he has done, immediately he has transformed himself in the form of Ekadashi Maharani, and then engaged everyone in the observing of Ekadashi Vrat, and then rescued everyone and delivered everyone. So that was the time when whole heaven was delivered, when whole hell was delivered. That was the tithi actually when this Ekadashi appeared. Later in this Bhaum pastimes, it appeared on Utpanna Ekadashi. That was the first Ekadashi. That was the first Ekadashi, so they address it as Utpanna Ekadashi. So anyhow, today is that Ekadashi Tithi. We should remember Ambarish Maharaj, how he did sadhan, how he pleased the Lord only by observing Ekadashi. In the olden days, when people used to follow the calendar of Sanatan Dharma, actually these Western people, Western philosophers, they have introduced the system of following Roman calendar. As the part of Roman calendar, we can see people, they have holiday on Sunday and the day when church is open. Even they also make sure that they take holiday, and that particular day they keep it for prayers. You can see in Islamic states, different countries, the national holiday is on Friday, because for them Friday is special. For Christians, Sunday is special. For the people who are born in this most sacred land, Bharat, who is full of wisdom, knowledge, mercy, compassion, such holy land, here the injunctions are not only related to our nation. In fact, here the injunctions are related to the citizens of all the world. That's why it is said, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, we all are one family, the family of the Supreme Lord. So we all have one standard calendar, Vedic calendar, Sanatan Dharma. There are many such places where earlier days they used to have leave from Ekadashi to Purnima, or some places they had the holidays on Dashami, Ekadashi and Dwadashi. Some places Purnima, Ekadashi and Pratipada. But the holidays are being prescribed as per the injunctions of Sanatan Dharma only. That's the speciality. Later it got changed. Why the holiday was given? So that if you are working on the particular tithi of fast, then it is natural that you have to engage yourself in 100 different directions. Then you will be distracted from the real purpose of observing that fast. So in the olden days itself, our Sanatan Dharma calendar has given a particular system by which we can understand what Ekadashi is, how to observe it, and then how to take a benefit of the result of observing Ekadashi. So anyhow, today is Indira Ekadashi. We should not work hard. We should not struggle for surviving in this world, at least on Ekadashi. Most revered Srila Gurudev would always narrate, would always say that whenever you see there are so many people in the mart with no celebration of any festival or anything, you should understand that it is because today is Ekadashi. They all would like to stay in the shelter of Sri Guru and chant the holy name and make their life meaningful. Thank you very much. Jai Radhe Shyam. We shall discuss some other time.